and I tell him my max budget.
Guess what his new price was?
$80K. Never, ever tell a general contractor that.
So Patrick, let's talk about some of the numbers, man. How much did you buy this house for? What was the ARV? What was your expected rehab cost?
Well, we came down to this house. Originally, I think the owners were selling it for like 190 grand or something like that. I came down to the house the first time to check it out. I offered 165. They flat out rejected it. Then I had you come down to the house. I'm like, hey, Jamel, I want you to check this out. I think we have something here. Let me know. So you made it out, and you pretty much told me offer 172,500 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Sent that offer to them. They accepted. So we closed on the property. I was told like 75K rehab. So signed the contract, all that. Took him a couple weeks to get out here. He started working on it. Problem is I was changing my mind a little bit, you know, having to make things up because this is my first flip, you know, and I'm just, you know, I'm wanting to make sure this is done right. So I'm changing my mind quite a bit, and I tell him my max budget, $80K.
You told him?
I told him that's as far as we can go. So he changed the price after I gave him the deposit.
So guess what his new price was?
$80K.
$80K.
Yeah. So that's, you never ever tell a general contractor that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
We'll talk about some of that stuff, right? What do you feel like you did right so far on this flip?
Well, we bought it right. That's where you make your money, when you buy it right. So we definitely bought it right. That's one thing we for sure did right. The ARV, I believe, is right. On over an acre of land, that's really gonna sell.
So the ARV again was $350,000.
Like 345, but I think I can do it for 350.
345, 350. We verified those comps. You had an $80,000 rehab budget.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, your purchase price was $172,500.
Yeah. I got a licensed contractor. You can hold them more liable if something goes wrong. So you can complain to the Better Business Bureau, you know, do things like that.
Got it.
You hire an unlicensed contractor, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to sue somebody like that just in case things go south.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing I feel like I did right, but what I could have done better with that is vetting, you know? Is this actually a verified licensed contractor? Does he actually have insurance like he says he does? Sure, he has it in the contract, but you got to verify. I didn't do that. You see? But I think he might be telling the truth, but still, that's not a good mindset to have.
Right.
You need to check this stuff.
And plus, the problem is you're a truck driver, so you were on the road for how long now?
Man, I've been gone since November, so it's been what? December, January, like 3 months. Yeah,
3-4 months, man, easily on the road.
Yeah.
Right. And that's obviously, if he knows that you're not in town, what's the chances of him having his workers come and actually getting the work done? So that's one thing to think about. What surprises came up during this project? Well,
there was a couple. I would say it's mainly the septic. You know, we had to pump that out. The pipes getting clogged, but nothing major that's really gonna, you know, knock my budget off or anything like that. I would say those are some of the surprises.
So would you say you're still relatively on budget right now?
Actually, yes, believe it or not. Now, I might have to spend a couple extra thousand, you know, for like 500 for the porch, maybe 500 or 600, because we talked about it the other day, for the tile, for the backsplash for the kitchen. 1,000 for the tile in the shower, $1,000 total for the shower. So
not bad.
That's not going to hurt me too much.
So not too many unexpected costs then, right?
Yeah. It's actually a really good house to flip. I'm glad I found it, but the problem is general contractor, he's dragging his feet. Man.
So although and I'll say this, so I think this general contractor is honest.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely keeping the work moving forward. What I will say is I feel like the contractor is staying within his budget, and he's not going to go over budget because of what he told you, but he's costing you money on the back end with interest payments to the lender, and that's obviously coming out of your profit. That's going to cost you more money in that way. And this contractor would be great if he wasn't so slow.
Yeah, that part I agree with.
You know what I mean? So what do you feel like this entire experience is teaching you then?
I would say to better vet, trust but verify. It's taught me a lot about responsibility, because if you're going to do a fix and flip, or any fix and flip for that matter, you got to be very financially responsible. You got to be on point, because unexpected expenses are going to pop up. You might have to pay an extra $1,000, $2,000 out of pocket. You got to make your monthly payments. You got to pay your credit cards. You know, this is not a time to, you know, goof off and, you know, I guess party or have fun or whatever. You got to be really serious if you're going to do something like this. I mean, you got to be financially on point.
So what do you feel like things went south with this contractor then?
Well, the communication is not as good as it should be. That's the problem. Sometimes, I mean, it'll take them a week to get back to me. Sometimes they'll say, I'll investigate that, and never gets back to me. Yeah. And also too, that's kind of getting to me, is not getting updates. I'm not saying, he's not saying, hey, working on the plumbing. Hey, this was done downstairs, you know. Hey, we hung up some drywall here. You know, I'm not getting any of that.
You being away on the road, man, that could
I mean, I'm starting to wonder, like, is he abandoning the job? Is he even working on the property? Those are thoughts that are going through my mind.
No doubt, man. Do you feel like, and this is just a question for the audience, for their learning, is it a smart move to give a contractor a lot of money up front?
No.
Why?
A lot of them ask for a deposit, but the reason why is you're giving away all your leverage. Some of these contractors, they want 40% up front. It's absolutely crazy. But you give a general contractor a lot of money up front, he's really going to drag his feet, and he's probably not going to show up to your house as much as you would like him to.
That's right. That's right, man. So if you had to provide our listeners with some words of advice, what would those words be, man?
When you're closing on the house and you're talking to your general contractor, be very, very organized with the contract that you sign. I would say try to pay them in installment payments. Hey, you're not getting paid until, you know, the drywall's complete. You're not getting paid until the kitchen's complete. I'll give you 5 or 10K now. I'm not giving you any more money until this is complete. Not giving you more money until the demolition is complete. I'll give you 7K for demolition. That's all you're getting. If it's not complete under 7K, then too bad. You're not getting paid until it's complete. I would say that's where I messed up at, is not being as organized.
I just feel like giving contractors too much up front takes away your leverage. You guys know that I teach that all the time, right? Don't give contractors money up front. Don't give them a lot of money, especially if they haven't done anything yet. I don't know anybody who could walk on a job and get paid before they start working, right? So you definitely need to keep that in mind. That way you keep the power, you keep the control in your relationship with the contractor at the end of the day. And you still feel like you're going to come out profitable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Big time. This is going to be quite a big one too. To take
cool, man.
Nice profit.
What do you feel like you're going to, and you don't have to, don't throw out the exact number, but what do you feel like, what's the ballpark you're expecting gross on this one?
Profit, I'm thinking somewhere maybe around 85 or 80K.
On your first flip?
Yeah.